Did I actually forget to press record? I did. Wait, is this broke? Are these not actually randomized? And my unicorn, which is betraying me over and over again. I am going to mention it. And if you stop talking in the background and being the peanut gallery, I'll actually get to talk about this book. Whose bookshelf do I think I have? The public libraries? Well, these are the books that I want to read, folks. So here we go. Welcome to my December TBR video. So I'm going to use Scattergories The Card Game, or at least some of the cards from the game to choose my TBR. Basically, these are just cards that have random letters on them. But I decided that that wasn't enough. And so I've added a couple of other things. So I already had a bag of prompts. I've actually put it in a nice little bag, and that's going to stay the same. I have not added back to the deck the cards from my November TBR, and I also have not put those prompts back in here because I do want to go through the whole deck of cards, and I want to go through all these prompts before I put them all back in, I guess. See which ones I like and which ones I don't. In addition to the bag of prompts, the TBR cards, I'm adding in a unicorn. This is a little jar that I have. I think some plants came in it at one point. I don't know. The game does not include all the letters of the alphabet. And so what I did is the books on my shelf that start with a title that will not be represented by those cards are also in here. This ensures that I will get a chance to read the books on my to be unhauled cart as well as all the books on my shelf. But wait, there's more. Because I did not think it would be enough just to have the cards and the prompts and the unicorn, I also added a spinner wheel, because one of the things that I realized last month is that while the random prompts are really great and fun to have, it doesn't help me actually get through some of the projects that I've set aside for myself with my reading. For now, this is my spinner wheel. These are the prompts that are on my spinner wheel. So what I'm actually going to do to play my game now is I'm going to pull a letter card. So let's say I pull the letter R. That's going to tell me that I need to look at all the books on my shelf that have a title that start with the letter R. But in addition to that, I'm going to have to spin the wheel, and that's going to tell me whether I have to choose a book that starts with the letter R and is a project or an author or a series or from the prompt bag. And yeah, you'll see how it goes as we go along. And I think that's all we need to get started, so let's go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and spin my little wheel. And I have a Druid project. Okay, so this is good, except I forgot to pull the letter card, but that's okay. We can pull it now. It shouldn't make a difference. Okay, I pulled the letter R. So I have to find a book that starts with the letter R that's part of my Druid project. Oh gosh. I think I already know how this is going to go because, well, it'll get explained when I get to what my Druid project is, but there's not actually a lot of books on that project list. This may end up in my pulling a whole bunch of unicorns. All right, let me check my shelf and see. Okay. I checked this shelf, and for my Druid pick, it's a surprise to no one, and particularly not me, I did not have anything in my R section that's related to my Druid project, which is making me rethink my Druid project because there actually aren't a lot of books that are related to that project. That said, I have to pick from my unicorn. So, oh well. What are the chances? I don't know. I could do the math and actually tell you. Unlike my college stats teacher, however, I will not tell you what the chances are, though they're much simpler than the stuff we had to do in his class. Anyway, my first unicorn pick is... Oh my gosh. Life and Fate? Oh, this is me reconsidering all my choices and decisions. Well, these are the books that I want to read, folks, so here we go. Life and Fate by Vasily Grossman. It's a thick book. I like thick books, so I used to think I'm a little concerned that this is the first book on my TBR. If you don't know what this book is about, let me tell you real briefly. It's a book that was judged so dangerous in the Soviet Union that not only the manuscript, but the ribbons on which it had been typed were confiscated. Talk about a banned book. Life and Fate is an epic tale of World War II and a profound reckoning with the dark forces that dominated the 20th century. So it's supposed to juxtapose scenes from the Battle of Stalingrad with the life of a middle-class family. In a lot of ways, this kind of reminds me of a more modern day, like World War II era War and Peace. I've heard really good things about this book, and I really am looking forward to reading it. Like I said, I'm just a little nervous that it's at the beginning of my TBR because I still have 5 more books to read on top of this. Let's see how it goes. Okay, well, there's that. So let's go with my next spin. Oh, before I spin, I'm supposed to be knowing what letter I'm looking for. Okay, so I need an H, a book that starts with the letter H, and spinner wheel, give me a prompt or a series or something that's easy to match with an H. Is this broke? Are these not actually randomized? I'm shook. You saw what was on that list. Okay. It is what it is. I also, for the letter H, have to do another unicorn pick. Maybe if I pet the unicorn, it will be nicer to me. This is my look of doubt. All right. So, my second unicorn pick of the game. Ooh. Is that upside down, or is my writing just that bad? No, that was my writing. Still pretty bad, though. Love songs. Oh. Okay, well, that's the love song of W.E.B. Du Bois. All right, let me go get that. So just another short read. I realize that my camera, depending on where I hold these books or don't, change its color. So for simplicity, I'm going to show you the book now, and then I'm going to put it away so that we can have some nice color here. But I am going to be reading off to the side what this book is about. W.E.B. Du Bois once wrote about the problem of race in America and what he called double consciousness, a sensitivity that every African American possesses to survive. Since childhood, Eiley Pearl Garfield has understood Du Bois' words all too well, bearing the names of 2 formidable Black Americans, the revered choreographer Alvin Eiley and her great-grandmother, Pearl, the descendant of enslaved Africans and tenant farmers. Eiley carries Du Bois' problem on her shoulders. Like I said, this is a big chunker. I've been looking forward to reading this book for a while, though. It did win a National Book Award, which I think is a book award that I like. I could be wrong. Maybe I'll talk about that at some point. Anyway, that's my choice for H and my unicorn, which is betraying me over and over again. Our next letter pick. Letters have been fine. I've gotten an R and an H so far. This one's an S. Am I even holding it so that you can see it? I hope so, because I can't see myself. Okay. How about not Druid? Okay, we passed Druid. Good. Okay. A prompt. Okay. I don't know if you can hear the cheering and clapping that it makes when it explodes the confetti, but I'm cheering and clapping on the inside. This is my prompt. And it says, a hyped book. Okay, this should be easy. A hyped book that starts with the letter S. Doable. Let's get to it. I swear I did not plan this to work out this way, but it's working. It's okay, I'll be honest. I just chose the shortest book that was under S, but I do feel like it's hyped, in my mind at least. So that would be The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois. I'm hoping that it's the idea of double consciousness is mentioned in this book. I have no idea. It's all coming together. Things are turning in my favor. Crossing my fingers. This is a collection of 14 essays by W.E.B. Du Bois. I don't know how I'm going to go through and read this book. I don't know if I'll do one essay a day or every couple of days. Anyway, I'm excited that I got this on my TBR and that I got them on at the same time. So, a book that starts with the letter S and was literally just hyped when I picked my last book. All right, that wasn't so bad. Pretty much because I can make it anything I want hyped. My next card is the letter A. All right, A is good. So far, no repeats. Well, except we did get the repeat of Druid. Okay, another prompt. I should mention that there are more prompt options on here than anything else because I didn't want to have to get too many books from one project. So, starts with the letter A and is published before 2020. Oh, that should be easy. I'm slowly going through my book collection, but spoiler, I own a lot of classics and very few books published after 2020. That one's the hard prompt for me. This one's easy. So let's go pick a book. Okay, I'm losing light. It's getting wild, but I found the book. An Irish Country Doctor. There it is, so you can actually see it closer, by Patrick Taylor. So in short, An Irish Country Doctor is a charming and engrossing tale that will captivate readers from the very first page and leave them yearning to visit the Irish countryside of days gone by. Sounds cute, sweet, simple, cozy, nice thing to read in December. Shorter book. I've also heard it's supposed to be really funny, and I don't remember what made me want to read this book, but I think I was just looking at cozy reads one day, and it just sounded really good. So I'm looking forward to reading this December and adding it to my TBR. I have 4 books so far, no repeated letters. So if all goes well, this may be my last pull, which would be good because I have a lot planned for December. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. I have a lot planned for December. And not to mention that it's Christmas and New Year's and all that jazz, which may or may not end up as more reading time. Okay, final draw. The letter E. I'm so glad there's no repeats this month. All right. Okay, Black Classics. Okay, I will have a video that comes out about Black Classics that will explain what I mean by this. I will see if I have one that starts with E on my bookshelf. I'm very doubtful. This may also be another unicorn pick. I guess we'll find out soon. No. Mm-mm. Of course, there's not a Black Classic that's titled begins with the letter E on my shelf. Whose bookshelf do I think I have? The public libraries? I'm regretting how I set this up. I might have to combine and just have a project triangle on my spinner wheel. But not this month. I'll have to try in my little pea brain to remember to do that for January. Help me, someone. All right, last book. I mean, at least I'm still picking off my main shelf and not this guy over here. Maybe that was the end of that. We'll see. Okay. I'm scared. Here it is. Upside down. What? Oh, okay. It was nice to me. Yeah, it's off my cart, but you know what? That's what, in this case, I'm okay. Water for Elephants by Sara Gruen, I believe is how you pronounce her name. So I have heard some about this book. I know it is a movie or something like that. The movie was supposed to be really popular. As far as I know, this combines a whole bunch of things I like, such as the circus in books. The circus, romance, historical fiction, maybe a little magical realism. I could be confusing that with the night circus. Anyway, I've heard good things. Like, I chose this book and added it to my TBR and then bought it because I looked at like a few months on story graphs of like the books that I was ranking 5 stars the most and what qualities they had. And supposedly this book has all of them in it. So I have high hopes that this is going to be a 5-star read for me. We shall see. So that's it. That's all 5 of the books. You know, I have to say, I feel like I did okay. I feel like it started a little crazy. There was a lot of unicorn action happening, but I feel like I managed to like pull it back. Maybe I won't change how I have that wheel set up for January. I wanted it to add in a bit more of something, and it did. Maybe just a bit more chaos. That was not part of my plan. But here you go. It's just 5 books. It's just 5 books. 1 book a week. That's not bad. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you're reading in January. I'm going to stop repeating myself now. See you later.